Hey, Proverbs 15:1 states that a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Here's my question. Are all the Proverbs correct? Is the book of Proverbs part of God's inspired word? And if I read a proverb, is that a promise? Is that a guarantee that that's what's going to happen? And think about this, right? Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. I think all of us can think of a time where maybe somebody was coming at us with words that were harsh, that were inspired by anger, and something inside of us said, give it right back. And we did. And it continued to spur on more and more anger. At the same time, I think we could probably all think of a time where maybe, for example, our children were maybe poking at our anger nerve. They were coming at us with anger. They were coming at us with this harsh word. And we, maybe in a moment of clarity, gave a soft, gentle response that didn't seem to solve the problem, and it just spurred on more and more anger. So what is Proverbs 15:1 and the whole book of Proverbs? Is it God's inspired word? Here's what I want to encourage you. I think our temptation is to take the book of Proverbs, for example, and to pull a proverb off of a pile of proverbs and apply it to our life at any given time. However, when we read Proverbs, we need to read it with this in mind: creation, fall, redemption. Creation, fall, redemption. What do I mean by that? A soft answer turns away wrath. Well, when God designed us in the Garden of Eden, when there was no sin, all of our words were meant to be soft and gentle, and we're to correct, and we're to reprove, and we're to spur on almost an atmosphere of confession and repentance, right? But then the fall came in, and the fall caused us to use our words in a very self-serving, self-gratification kind of way, a way that was harsh, right? The fall has ruined the way that I use my words and that you use your words as well. However, we also know that Jesus used all of his words correctly and spoke every word deliberately, on purpose, and perfectly, so that as we read the end of the Bible, we know that one day Jesus will make everything the way it was intended to be at the very beginning, where a soft answer was music to one's ears. Just want to encourage you as you read the book of Proverbs to kind of read it with that whole kind of thread in mind: creation, fall, redemption, as opposed to a bunch of random promises or guarantees. All right, listen. Hey, I wanted to take a couple minutes and say thank you to a team that I think goes unnoticed, but they're really heroes every single Sunday, and that is our AV team. There's a team that sits back in the very back of the auditorium, and there's a booth, and some of you may have noticed, right? There's usually 4 or 5 people back there. Now, here's the deal. They get there before 7 a.m., and they usually don't leave until almost noon. They have to sit through 3 of my exact same sermons. Like, I just want you to pray for this team while I say thank you to this team every single week, right? They are unsung heroes every Sunday. I just want to say to the AV team, thank you guys for what you do. You make Sunday excellent, and I'm super, super thankful for you. Hey, real quick, coming up, you'll see a bunch of things underneath the video as far as activities and opportunities for missional opportunities, including the warming shelter this week, as well as Starting Point is coming up. And then this Sunday, of course, we're going to finalize our series on masculinity and femininity in the context of marriage. Hope to see you there. And until then, be on mission.